lives better than they met you, you will do things differently. All right, few thoughts I want to share with us. I'm not going to stay long. Today is one of my busiest days. All right, so now whether you want to start business, whatever you want to do, I want us to know that the first thing we have in mind when we want to start business is to begin with problems in mind, not ideas. Every business should be geared towards solving a problem. You are paid for the problems you solve. All right? A young man from Kenya. How many of you have seen this? MTN, Glo, all of you, they borrow me credit. How many of you have borrowed credit from MTN? Have you done it before? Now, a young man in Kenya is the one that brought that idea. He sat down and he thought of what, for instance, you are talking to somebody and then your credit got finished and then you don't have money right now on you, or you don't have anywhere to buy a recharge card. But you need to continue the talking. What do you do? So he had in mind how to solve that problem. And he came to MTN. MTN bought the idea. So every time you borrow credit, that young man is making money. It was in our last megacom from Kenya. That's how that young man became a multi-millionaire. Not millionaire, I said billionaire. Because right now he's into so many countries. Borrow me credit. Now, so how did he start? He started with the problem and then he generated a solution for the problem and he's making money. So don't do business because somebody is doing the same business. Think of the problem you can solve for somebody. When you solve the problem, you will be blessed. So now, when you are thinking about what to do, now one of the questions you should ask yourself, what frustrates people most? Like I said, that young man thought of, your credit is finished, it's late. You don't have any means of buying, you'll be frustrated, especially if you have to continue. I was on a Zoom meeting yesterday and my credit finished. But it was a training session. I needed to continue the training. What do I do? Now, but I have an app so I can buy credit. And I have money inside. But assuming I didn't have, the only option I will have is to borrow. Otherwise, I would have been frustrated. So you think of how you can solve problems for people. Now, lawyers are paid because they solve problems for people. Doctors are paid because they solve problems for people. So every business solves problems. People who build caskets. In fact, somebody was said his pastor had somebody in his church who makes coffin. And they came to the pastor and said, my business is not doing well. Pray. If you were the pastor, will you pray? But you see, the more people die, the more he makes money. So everybody makes money for solving a problem. Number two, what do people complain about but still pay for? Somebody was talking to me yesterday. He said NEPA gives him an estimated bill of 80,000 every month. 80,000 every month. He will complain, but he doesn't have option. Because sometimes you want to buy fuel, you buy more than 80,000. So you will complain, but you still pay for it. So you ask yourself, what do people complain about, but they still pay for? There are things that you complain is difficult, is very expensive. You know, sometimes we buy data. Is data very expensive? It's not cheap. Sometimes they tell you 1 month plan, but it doesn't last 1 week. You complain, but you still buy it again. So, we must think outside the box. Amen. We must think outside the box. And then you ask yourself again, number 3, what problem can I solve faster and cheaper and easier? What problem can I solve? You know, sometimes I wonder when people are sitting there waiting for government to give them job, or we can think and create jobs. So ask yourself, what problems can I solve? Faster, cheaper, or easier? This microphone I'm holding, somebody thought about it and knows that for you to hear me, it needs to make this. Has it solved a problem? Yes, now I can speak, you hear me. I don't need to shout. I don't need to come close. But when I speak, you will hear because somebody has solved a problem. All right, so you too can think and ask yourself, what can I do? Which problem can I solve faster, cheaper, and easier? That's the way you can create job. You can create a business. Not just business, but creating a job. Because whatever you are doing, think of giving other people jobs. All right. Now, it's the young people that have money. I'm sure you know that. Money is in the hands of young people. And it's in the hands of people who can think. I read a book some years ago, and the title of the book is Think and Grow Rich. How many of you have seen that book? Think. How many of you have read it? Read it. You need to read it. You think and you grow rich. So all of us should be able to think and think outside the box. When you look around, there are so many problems. Abi? There are so many challenges. There are so many problems everywhere. And you can be the answer. You can be the next Bill Gates. Facebook, somebody's idea. Twitter, X, all of them are somebody's idea. Every time you follow somebody on Twitter, or you follow somebody on Facebook, or TikTok, somebody's making money. Eh? How did Jerezi make so much money? YouTube. So the more you watch, you are watching, you are burning data, somebody is making money. You are spending money buying data, somebody is making money. So many things we can do. Right now, a lot of people are into content creation, and they are making money from content. Anything they do, somebody will watch it. And some of us waste our data. You watch and watch and watch, data will finish, you buy again. You watch while somebody is becoming richer, you are becoming poorer. Somebody say, God forbid. So what do I do? Somebody say, think. Say it louder. Somebody say, think. I want to hear you say it again. Say, think. Think. So you think, what can I do? Think. How can I solve somebody's problem? Think. All right, so you are going to farming. What kind of farming? You think, what problem can I solve? Number 2, start small. Amen. Start how? Small. The only thing that starts from the top is the grave. If you hear that my wife has delivered a baby, and then you go to the hospital to visit the baby, and you find me lying down on the bed, what will you do? Me, I will run away. Because that's not what I expected. I expected a baby. When a woman delivers, she delivers a baby that grows. All right. So, whatever we do, there are things we can do that we don't need all the money in the world to start. Like I tell people, You don't need millions to start business. You need an idea. Now, for instance, if I have an idea and I share it with Pastor Effiong because he has money, me and Pastor Effiong can partner. I bring my idea, he brings his money. We can start business. I don't have the money. I have the idea. Idea cannot stand the business. His money can help me start the business. So I can partner with him and we'll start the business. Abi? So, everybody, Sam Adeyemi wrote a book some time ago, and the title of the book is Ideas Rule the World. Ideas rule the world. So what you need is think, and then God inspires you. When God inspires you, the money will come. It is done is better than perfect. Amen. So, it may not start well or form well, but it will get better as you are doing it and improving upon it. The word provision is two words, pro and vision. Pro and vision. Where there is no vision, there will be no provision. All right, so money will always follow momentum. Money will always follow what? Momentum. So when there is an idea, when there is an inspiration, God will always help us and give us money. Can I hear somebody say amen? Number 3, build a personal brand. Build a personal brand. I have a son who is a comedian and a tailor. When he started, nobody knew him. In fact, I was one of his earliest customers. He spoiled so many of my dresses. Every material I gave him, he spoiled it. But I didn't give up on him. I kept telling him, don't be in a hurry to be known. Build a brand. When you build your brand, it is the brand that will sell you. So, build your brand, develop your brand. The brand will sell you. People buy